Li Lac bills itself as Manhattan's oldest chocolate house, making handmade chocolate since 1923. They currently have 7 New York City locations. Over the past century, the business has passed through generations of dedicated owners, and joining me now is one of them. Chris Taylor is the owner of Li Lac Chocolates. Chris, welcome to the New York Stock Exchange.
Thank you for having me.
You have a very rich brand history. Can you walk us through the past 100 plus years?
Well, I wasn't alive 103 years ago, but the founder was a Greek immigrant. He came to America after World War I, opened up a little store on Christopher Street in the West Village, and the chocolate was just amazing. We were a customer for 20 years, and then somehow we ended up buying the company. And it's been a fun experience. How
did that happen that you were a customer there and you now own the company that has 7 locations?
One of my partners said, I want to buy that company, and I jokingly said to him, you just want to eat the inventory. But he persisted, and 3 years later, he ended up buying the company, and I sort of got dragged into it. I was just a finance guy, and it turned out to be an amazing experience, best experience of my life.
And speaking of wanting to eat the inventory, you have brought some chocolate today. Valentine's Day is coming up. Tell us what you brought.
Valentine's Day is all about truffles. So why don't you open it and taste it and tell me what you think.
Amazing.
And then this, different boxes for different flavors, but it's all about truffles and strawberries.
And how do you make the chocolates, and where are they made?
They're made in Brooklyn at Industry City. Handmade, hand poured, and then they're packaged. We put more effort into the packaging than we do into the making of the chocolate. The making of the chocolate is an incredibly precise artisanal skill, but the packaging is just as important, especially for Valentine's.
And what kinds of broader trends are you seeing in the chocolate industry right now?
It's been a pretty brutal 18 months or so. Chocolate prices quadrupled, or really more than quadrupled. They went from $2,500 a ton to $12,000 a ton. Now they're back down to $4,000 a ton. And then, last year the tariffs hit us really hard because, packaging, everything is important. So it's not been a fun year for the chocolate industry, but you just sort of deal with it, and this year is looking a lot better.
And how much is the average consumer spending this Valentine's Day?
The typical ticket is probably close to $100. There's people that buy $20, $30, and then there's people that buy $200. But the average is probably close to $100.
And who do you see buying more chocolate? Is it men, women? Who do you...
2 weeks before Valentine's, it's 80-90% women. They buy gifts for family, for children, for teachers. And 2 days before Valentine's, or today, it's 80% men.
And it's very rare in New York City for a local business to be around for 100 years. What does that feel like to carry on that legacy of the founder of Li Lac Chocolates?
It's been tough. It's not been an easy environment for retail in New York the last 10, 15 years, but it's also very satisfying because you get a lot of local credibility, respect, whatever you want to call it. So, you just got to deal with the challenges. A few years ago, we debated, are we going to move to Pennsylvania? It's going to be a lot cheaper. We can save a lot on labor, rents, all that stuff. But we decided we just want to stay in New York. We're New York's oldest chocolate company, and you just deal with it.
And how did you expand to 7 New York City locations?
It sort of happened by accident. We had the packaging, and I'm the finance guy. I thought it was a waste of money, but my partners decided to spend money on packaging. And then we actually introduced the new gift boxes the week of Hurricane Sandy, which was a logistical nightmare. And our sales doubled that Christmas. And I became a total convert. I said, okay, packaging is where we need to put our money. We invest we're in the gifting business, and when you're in the gifting business, you are in the packaging business. And we invest an extreme amount of time in getting the packaging right, and then we invest a ridiculous amount of time in getting the chocolates right.
And do customers comment on the intricate packaging?
Well, let me tell you, we introduced the new Continental, and we spent a lot of time. It was dairy, 100% vegan, 100% natural, new fruits, new nuts, and we were just incredibly proud of the contents. And then this Christmas, as I'm in the stores talking to customers, they buy it because of the box. I was, well, very grateful because it was a huge hit for us. But on the other hand, I was incredibly annoyed because I'm like, we put all this effort into the contents, into the chocolate, and you're buying it for the packaging because you left the gift box.
All right, Chris Taylor, owner of Li Lac Chocolates, thank you so much for joining us at the New York Stock Exchange.